What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to my match reaction after Liverpool have beaten West Ham by a 1-0 at Anfield. There is so much to unpack during this game. We'll talk about the substitutions from Jurgen Klopp. We'll talk about the brilliance of Darwin Nunez and everything else in between. But before I do, you know the drill at this point. Do hit that subscribe button for me if you're new to the channel. Drop a like on the video and of course let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section. Look, I'm going to go right back from the start and speak about the team selection today from Jurgen Klopp. I didn't really have too many complaints about it. I understood the decision from Kloppo to go with Costas on the left side of the defence over Robbo, particularly with Robbo coming back from a timeout with injury. So he was just protecting him. I get that. Trent coming in back at right back, that was always going to happen. So the big questions then were, how is he going to line up attack wise? He went with Darwin, he went with Salah, he went with Bobby, and he went with Carvalho, and I love to see it. And you know what? I thought for the first 50-55 minutes we were very, very, very good. Now look, I will talk about the substitutions. I'll talk about refereeing decisions, all of this kind of stuff as well. But I want to just take a second to just praise Darwin Nunez to the high heavens, because today we got a glimpse, or other people, I should say, got a glimpse, because we, as Liverpool fans, most of us with a rational brain, haven't really doubted Darwin since he's come in, because we've seen enough cameo moments, enough positive stuff to think, yeah, there's a player in there. And today I felt like that first half performance put all of that together. He took his goal magnificently well. It was an expertly cross ball from Costas from the left hand side early as well, which was really important. Didn't give the West Ham defence time to set. Darwin gets in between the centre backs, heads it down into the ground, and it is past Fabianski before he knows what's up. And we're thinking to ourselves, oh, this is nice. 2 games in a row where we've scored first. Yes, please. And you know what? Not unlike the other game, we went on to see it out 1-0, but it wasn't without some chances for West Ham. Let me just talk about the penalty incident for a second. Stonewaller, no argument. Said it in my match watch along, saying it again now. It was a silly challenge from Joe Gomez. A challenge he didn't need to make. And once he made it and did win the ball, I could see it was a penalty all day long. Now, after that, you can talk about whether Bones struck the penalty well or not. That's over to you to decide. But for me, I'm going to go with the angle of what a goddamn save from Alisson Becker. And funnily enough, I was going to say I don't think Ali's penalty record's been that great during the game when he was about to save the penalty. I'm glad I didn't, because what a save it was. But I think ultimately this game will come down to the substitutions made by Jurgen Klopp. That's certainly been the major talking point of our live chat during the watch along, and what I'm expecting in the comments from this as well. Do I agree with the changes? No. Do I understand the need to make the changes? Yes. The only real complaint I would have had is I would have liked Darwin on for at least 10 more minutes. You know, if you want to bring him off at 70, so be it. But I think if my memory's right, it was about 58, 59 minutes when he made those changes. I'm sure that the sports science, the medical department would have had a part to play in that. We have a lot of games this month, 9 games in the month of October, and then obviously a bit of a condensed period before the World Cup. So I understand the need to rotate, and I understand that with having Diaz out and Jota out, Kloppo has to start thinking about wrapping up any player capable of playing on the left side in cotton wool. But it doesn't mean that it didn't change the game. West Ham came into it far more after those changes were made. Fabinho, in my eyes, still isn't up to it at the minute. His level hasn't gotten back to where it was previously. And it leaves the manager with a decision of basically going with Henderson in there with Thiago. And I thought we looked much better when they were the duo in midfield. Thiago was breaking up play, doing all the dirty stuff that footballers don't really get the plaudits for, as well as zipping in those passes. I don't really have too many complaints today, but one man who in my eyes went from the hero against Manchester City to not so much the villain, but certainly more question marks, was Joe Gomez. He had a deserved man of the match performance against Manchester City, but I can't lie to you, the penalty incident alone would be enough for me to be a little bit annoyed. But add into that some ball watching, allowing balls to bounce in areas where he should be getting there first. One of them was a mix-up between himself and Alisson Becker, and I think it was Ben Rama that put the side foot volley, thankfully, straight at Alisson. But we gifted them some opportunities with some iffy defending, to say the least. But ultimately, folks, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you, and I really don't care, because we won the game, and that is all it is about at this moment in time. It would have been absolutely ludicrous to follow up a win against Manchester City with anything other than another win against West Ham, because you've got to start to build that momentum. And as somebody pointed out to me in our chat, it's nice to go above the team who we beat 9-0 eventually in the league table. So look, there's a long way to go. The signs of recovery are there. I thought Carvalho did well. Yes, he can look a little bit lightweight at times, and I'm sure as he grows a bit older and continues to work with the team at Liverpool, he will gain some mass and he will get some upper body strength, improving on what he has at the moment, but the skill level is there. I thought he looked pretty good. Salah, he was involved in the game, just couldn't finish a chance or two today. Couple of chances. There was no real sitters, I would have said, for Salah, but the heavy touch for the one-on-one with Fabianski is what killed that chance. If he had maybe taken a yard or two off that, he might have got there in time to be able to raise it over Fabianski. But I am really nitpicking here. James Milner. We all have opinions on Milner about whether we want him to start or not. But today was exactly where I want to see Milner coming on, doing exactly what I want to see Milner doing, which is coming on to make things tight and to see out the game. And as I always say, no better Buchel than James Milner to come on and do that. And you've seen it at the end. It just reminded me seeing him out there on the far side of the game against Barcelona when he was killing that clock. He was doing it again today. So on that one, no arguments. Delighted to see Milner out there doing it. But if I was to say to you that was a vintage Liverpool performance, I'd be lying to you. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't know if you're still a bit nervous, obviously, because we haven't had a very good start to the season. But results are the important thing at this moment, and we're picking up the points. And it's another clean sheet. I mean, a shaky clean sheet, but a clean sheet nonetheless. And I'll take it. I'll take it. My man of the match, by the way, for what it's worth, was Darwin Nunez. I know Amazon, I think, gave it, I think someone said Ali McCoy's gave it to Declan Rice. And look, Declan Rice had a fine game because he's a very good football player. For me, though, I just can't look past Darwin for how amazing he was in that first half. He really put himself about there and had a great shot saved by Fabianski, scored a great goal, had another couple of chances. One of them was batted away by Fabianski. But you've seen that he was a pest. He was a nuisance. He was giving West Ham a lot to think about. And when we lost his presence in the game, I really do feel that West Ham gained confidence and went looking for that equaliser that thankfully for us evaded them. David Moyes will probably be thinking, how on earth has he left Anfield tonight without something from that game? And I'm glad that that's how he's going to be thinking, because a win is a win. And I don't really know what else to say, because there isn't too much to laud. There isn't too much to really pull apart. But I do feel like the game did change on the substitutions as much as I understood Klopp having to make them. But look, we got away with it. He rolled the dice, and this time it came up with Klopp's number. So look, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section. Drop a like on the video, and please do hit that subscribe button. I am going to be recording my player ratings very soon, so keep an eye for them coming up on the channel. They should be up in the next couple of hours or so. I thank you guys for your time. Don't forget, we move on to the game against Nottingham Forest coming up on Saturday. It's an early kickoff for that one, 12:30 p.m. We will be live from 11:30 over on our Twitch channel. The link for that you can of course find in the description. So look, let me know who your man of the match was. Let me know your thoughts on the substitutions, and let me know how happy you are with back-to-back Premier League wins and clean sheets. Talk to you soon, folks. Bye bye.